God has an urgent message specifically about you and what you're sleeping on every single night. This is about you. The bed sheet you are sleeping on is absorbing spiritual energy that could be affecting your dreams, your rest, and your spiritual protection. You might think this sounds strange, but God is revealing something crucial about your sleeping space that goes far beyond what your eyes can see. This isn't just about keeping your bedding clean. It's about spiritual contamination that's been building up in the very place where you're most vulnerable. This divine warning comes with love to protect your sleep and guard your dreams from unseen spiritual attacks. As you hear these words, know that God sees the spiritual battles happening around you. While you sleep, it might surprise you that something as ordinary as your bed sheets could carry such spiritual significance. But remember that God watches over every aspect of your life with care. Your bedding has become a spiritual battleground that affects your rest, your dreams, and the energy you wake up with each morning. This warning is your chance to reclaim your sleeping space and turn restless nights into peaceful, protected rest. You're receiving this message because there's still time to cleanse what's been spiritually contaminated. Even when the connection between bed sheets and spiritual warfare seems unusual, trust that this warning is a blessing because your sleep matters to God. Knowing what's really happening in your bedroom helps you take action to protect the 8 hours when you're most spiritually vulnerable and defenseless. As you think about your current bedding, take time to examine the spiritual history of what you're sleeping on every night. Just like a sponge soaks up water, your bed sheets have been absorbing spiritual energy from everyone who has touched them, slept on them, or even been near them. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary, but if the wrong spiritual influences have attached themselves to your bedding, you're inviting spiritual contamination into your most private space. Hold on to your desire for peaceful rest and divine protection, but let go of any bedding that carries negative spiritual residue from its past. Just like a wise person builds a fence around their garden to keep out harmful pests, you need to create spiritual boundaries around your sleeping space before more spiritual damage occurs. This warning isn't meant to make you afraid of sleep, but to transform your bedroom into the protected sanctuary God intended it to be. Your sleep connects you directly to the spiritual realm, and demons know that tired, exhausted people are easier targets for spiritual attack. When you're unconscious and defenseless, your spiritual guard is down, making quality sleep essential for your spiritual warfare protection. This warning about your bed sheets is more than just advice about bedroom cleanliness. It's a spiritual checkpoint in your journey toward complete spiritual protection. It's a time for you to understand that God cares about every aspect of your life, including the quality of your sleep and the spiritual atmosphere of your bedroom. Face this message with wisdom, knowing that your rest affects your spiritual strength. For the battles ahead, there's a divine plan for your sleep to be restorative, peaceful, and spiritually protected, not plagued by nightmares or restless nights. Sleep issues might be affecting you now, but see them as opportunities to grow in spiritual warfare knowledge. Every night of poor sleep could be a spiritual attack that makes you weaker and more vulnerable during your waking hours. When bedroom spiritual warfare feels overwhelming, reach out in prayer for divine covering over your sleeping space. God is always here to give you peaceful rest, spiritual protection, and the deep sleep your body and spirit need for healing. In your bedtime prayers, you'll find the spiritual authority you need to command peace over your bedroom and protection over every hour of your sleep. As we've discussed the spiritual significance of your sleeping space, I'd like to help prepare you for more divine guidance about spiritual protection in every area of your life. If these messages about bedroom spiritual warfare resonate with your spirit, and you've experienced unexplained sleep disturbances, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to receive more spiritual warnings and protective blessings. For your daily life, pay close attention to the signs that confirm your bed sheets need immediate spiritual cleansing. These aren't just coincidences or normal sleep problems. They are divine alerts sent specifically to warn you about spiritual contamination in your most vulnerable space. As you examine your recent sleep patterns, notice if you've been experiencing recurring nightmares that leave you feeling drained and fearful. You might wake up more exhausted than when you went to bed, feeling like you fought battles all night long. Sleep paralysis, sudden temperature drops in your bedroom, or feeling like someone is watching you while you try to sleep are serious spiritual red flags. You might notice unexplained stains on your sheets that weren't there before, strange odors that cleaning can't remove, or electronics in your bedroom acting strangely during the night. Pay attention to your emotions around bedtime. If you feel dread about going to your own bedroom, anxiety when touching your bedding, or relief when you sleep somewhere else, these are your spirit's warnings about spiritual contamination. You might have disturbing dreams about deceased people, feel oppressive heaviness when lying down, or hear unexplained sounds coming from your bedroom. These aren't accidents or your imagination. They're sacred warnings helping you recognize what needs spiritual intervention. Trust your spiritual instincts about your sleeping environment. That uncomfortable feeling you get around your bedding is divine discernment, alerting you to take protective action immediately. Remember, you're not facing these nighttime spiritual attacks alone. God is with you, surrounding your bedroom with love and protection even during your most vulnerable sleeping hours. Around your bed stands a team of guardian angels, spiritual warriors, and heavenly helpers, all assigned to guard your rest and protect your dreams from demonic invasion. This warning about your bedding is designed to strengthen your spiritual defenses, not to make you afraid of sleep. And every aspect of your bedroom situation is under divine oversight. Feel thankful for this revelation about your sleeping space, for it shows how deeply God cares about your comfort, rest, and spiritual well-being. Each step you take toward spiritually cleansing your bedding brings you closer to the peaceful, restorative sleep you deserve and need. For spiritual strength, the universe holds your sleeping hours in protective hands, and nothing can separate you from God's love. Not even spiritual forces trying to disrupt your rest. Divine protection is available for your bedroom, your bedding, and every hour you spend in sleep, creating a spiritual fortress around your most private sanctuary. Divine timing. God's perfect schedule is working in your sleeping situation right now. When you receive a warning about your bedding at exactly the moment when sleep disturbances have been affecting your life, that's sacred timing revealing God's care for your rest. These moments show you're connected to God's plan for your complete spiritual protection, living in harmony with divine guidance that extends even to your bedroom. As these warning signs about your sleep space become clearer to you, let them build your confidence in taking spiritual action. Each confirmation about your bedding's spiritual contamination shows you're being guided toward healthier, more protected rest. Pay attention to these sleep-related experiences and trust their spiritual message. They aren't random sleeping problems or normal bedtime issues. They're part of a loving plan to restore your bedroom as a sanctuary of peace and spiritual safety. Keep your heart open to divine messages about your sleeping space. The more you recognize these spiritual warnings about your bedding, the clearer your path to protected sleep becomes. Just as you receive these divine messages about protecting your sleep from spiritual attack, your support helps us continue sharing similar guidance with others who are experiencing nighttime spiritual warfare they don't understand. A small super thanks of $5, $10, or $20 allows these important warnings about bedroom spiritual protection to reach those who are suffering from unexplained sleep disturbances, recurring nightmares, and spiritual attacks during their most vulnerable hours. As you prepare to spiritually cleanse your bedding, Believe that this process can lead to amazing transformation in your sleep quality and spiritual protection. Just like deep cleaning removes dirt and stains that regular washing can't touch, spiritual cleansing removes negative energy and demonic attachments that ordinary detergent cannot eliminate. God has arranged this revelation perfectly to restore your bedroom as the peaceful sanctuary it should be. Focus on creating a sacred sleeping space because spiritually protected bedding is what carries you safely through vulnerable nighttime hours when you approach your bedding with prayer, holy water, or blessed oil. Wonderful changes begin happening in your sleep patterns. Rest you never thought possible starts occurring in your life. Every step you take toward spiritually cleansing your sleeping space brings you closer to the deep, peaceful sleep God designed for your restoration. First, remove all bedding and pray over each piece, asking God to break any spiritual attachments or negative energy. Wash everything with intention and prayer, adding blessed salt to your washing cycle if possible. As items dry, speak protection over them, declaring your bedroom a place of peace, rest, and divine covering that no spiritual enemy can disturb or contaminate. As you establish your newly cleansed sleeping space, make it a habit to say, "My sleep is divinely protected and peaceful" every night before lying down. Speak these words with complete faith and authority over your bedroom. This simple practice builds a spiritual wall of protection around your bed that demonic forces cannot penetrate or disturb. When fear creeps in during dark hours or when nightmares try to invade your dreams, pause and reconnect with this truth. Use bedtime as sacred time to quiet your mind and invite divine presence into your sleeping space. Trust that God is working protection over your rest and begin each evening thanking Him for peaceful, restorative sleep. Create a bedtime spiritual routine that includes blessing your pillow, declaring peace over your mattress, and asking angels to guard your dreams. When you fill your bedroom with prayer and gratitude before sleep, you create an atmosphere where miracles of rest and healing can occur naturally. Your faith in God's protection over your sleep is the key that locks out every spiritual enemy trying to disturb your peace during vulnerable nighttime hours. During this bedroom transformation, you're not just improving your own sleep, but also becoming someone who can help others recognize spiritual attacks during their rest hours. This experience gives you wisdom to show God's love by teaching proper spiritual protection for sleeping spaces. Each peaceful night gives you new testimony to strengthen others' faith and share hope with families suffering from unexplained sleep disturbances. As you pray for continued protection over your bedroom and connect with God's peace, remember to reach out to friends experiencing similar nighttime spiritual battles. Your victory over bedroom spiritual warfare can inspire and encourage parents whose children wake up screaming from night terrors. Use your story to bring light to someone else's dark, restless nights. Embrace each morning as a chance to make a difference, using your knowledge of spiritual cleansing to comfort others facing demonic attacks during sleep. In this journey, we build stronger communities of believers, supporting each other through prayer and practical spiritual warfare knowledge that protects entire households from nighttime spiritual invasion. In closing, as we face the spiritual realities of bedroom protection and whatever challenges nighttime brings, let's move forward with confidence and spiritual readiness. Be prepared to welcome God's covering over your most vulnerable hours. Face any remaining sleep disturbances with prayer, backed authority, and recognize every blessing of peaceful rest along the way. Trust in the power of bedtime prayers and in God's constant watchfulness over your sleep. You are on a path to complete nighttime victory, surrounded by divine love and strengthened by spiritual knowledge. Keep declaring, "My sleep is divinely protected and peaceful," and watch as supernatural rest becomes your new reality. If this message has helped you understand the spiritual significance of your sleeping space, Please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more divine guidance about spiritual warfare in daily life. Hit the notification bell so you never miss warnings or blessings meant to protect you and your family. When you share this message, you help others trapped in cycles of unexplained sleep problems and nighttime spiritual attacks. Each person who receives this bedroom protection warning through you becomes part of your spiritual legacy of peace and safety. Dear Lord, please give us wisdom to recognize spiritual contamination in our most private spaces and the authority to command complete protection over our sleep and dreams. Surround our bedrooms with your angels and let our rest be sweet and undisturbed. Amen. If this message has opened your eyes to bedroom spiritual warfare or helped you identify spiritual contamination in your own sleeping space, consider showing your appreciation with a super thanks of $5, $10, $20, or more. Your support helps us continue sharing these crucial spiritual protection messages with others who desperately need this revelation about nighttime spiritual attacks. Please share in the comments what spiritual protection topics or divine messages about spiritual warfare you'd like to hear in our next video. Your suggestions help us bring you the guidance you need most to live in complete spiritual victory and supernatural protection.